party. All right, good afternoon once again, and welcome to Atikuokowa's radio reporting live in Benin City. The presidential movement of the People's Democratic Party as they stormed the city of Edo State to campaign for His Excellency Alhaji Atiku Abubakar for the solidarity of the people's endorsement and mandate to champion and represent the collective interest of the people in the political seat of power. Today is an incredible day in the city of Edo State as the people are super excited, and we are seeing the joy and laughter and celebration in the lives and the minds and the face of everyone in the People's Democratic Party and the good people of Edo State celebrating with warm reception of His Excellency Alhaji Atiku Abubakar and his able Vice Senator Governor Atikuokowa as they make the presidential move and campaign to the city of Edo State. It's been an incredible day today, and we're super excited reporting live of the presidential campaign taking place in Edo State. And in case you are just joining us, this is Atikuokowa's radio reporting live of the presidential campaign and movement of the People's Democratic Party to take over the political seat of power come 2023 from the APC government, who has not been sensitive to the collective interest. And the peoples of Nigeria said, come 2023, we believe in a man with a vision, a man that has the credibility, the capability, the intellectuality to deliver the true dividends of democracy. And the people of Edo State is showing their solidarity as we are broadcasting live of the presidential campaign taking place in Edo State, and we have seen the good number turnout of the people as they show their solidarity to His Excellency Alhaji Atiku Abubakar and his able Vice Governor Atikuokowa. Today has been an amazing day, and we are reporting live, giving you a live feedback, a live broadcast of the presidential campaign. And in case you are just joining us and you want to watch the live program, you want to follow on the presidential movement and campaign, you can check us and join us on the platform by typing on your Chrome or your cell phone www.atikuokowa.fm, and to take you to the live broadcast. We are streaming it live on our platform this beautiful afternoon. We are streaming it live for your entertainment, for your update, and for your time-nose update as regard the presidential movement and campaigns of the People's Democratic Party. This is a party that is determined. This is a party that is serious about the political movement and navigation as they have been moving from one state to the other. We had the flag of presidential campaign that took place in Atikuokowa State, and then the People's Democratic Party make a move to the city of Kaduna, where the hoodlums came to interrupt, but their power didn't reach because the peoples were determined and resolute in ensuring that His Excellency Atiku Abubakar and Senator Governor Atikuokowa comes into the political seat of power, because they believe that these are men with credibility, men with the visions, and men with the capacity to deliver the dividends of democracy. We are super excited reporting live this beautiful afternoon from our studio with our correspondents in the city of Benin City, Edo State. Live broadcast coming to you from the Benin City of the presidential rally and campaign of the People's Democratic Party. We cannot wait to have His Excellency Atiku Abubakar and Atikuokowa speak to us this morning or this beautiful afternoon, and we are super excited. We see the massive turnout. Is usually an amazing where this crowd usually come out from, and the one that little the APC government knows, and they're wondering that they are buying the people. Can you pay all of these people to come out and stand under the sun and under the rain, showing solidarity to a man with the visions? And they get it twisted. They thought it's about the issue of buying of voters to come or buying of people to come and stand under the sun and under the rain. Far it be from it. The People's Democratic Party and the good people of Edo State are determined to hand over power come 2023 to give their solidarity, endorsement, and mandate to represent their collective interest in the political seat of power, as the all Nigerians believe in the man that have a man that has an inclusive spirit, a man that have the vision for inclusion and bringing unity to the people of Nigeria once more. So still with ladies and gentlemen, if you are just joining us, this is Atikuokowa's radio. I'm reporting live from our studio. My name is Prince, and good to have you on the show. this beautiful afternoon. We are giving you a timeless update as the political movement is taking place in the Benin City, as the People's Democratic Party storms Edo State, as His Excellency Governor Godwin Obaseki has given the warm receptions, and the good people of Edo State warm reception to His Excellency Alhaji Atiku Abubakar. It's a great honor, and I'm privileged to bring you live broadcast as regards the presidential and campaign that is taking place now in Benin City. We are super excited to have you join us on the platform. You can go online and type in www.atikuokowa.fm. It will take you to our live platform where you can watch and stream the campaign live. The campaign is streamed live on our platform. And you can as well connect on our social media, on our radio station. You can reach out to us. And in case you have a comment, you have an observations or questions or for clarifications, and you want to be part of the conversational session of this presidential campaign movement of the People's Democratic Party and His Excellency Alhaji Atiku Abubakar and Senator Governor Atikuokowa, you can join us on the conversation platform by simply typing on your phone www.atikuokowa.fm, and to take you to our platform where you can register and send in your contributions, comment, and receptions and opinion as regard the presidential movement and promises and governance to the good people of Nigeria, as His Excellency has been making the move, the giant move. The People's Democratic Party is resolute in ensuring that they take over power from the incumbents and the ruling parties of the APC and translating Nigeria into the state of prosperity with a vision to unite Nigeria and to deliver the true dividends of democracy. Thank you so much for joining us once again. I'm super excited, reporting live from our studio with our correspondents in Benin City. Thank you so much for being part of the show, and don't go anywhere. We are here to bring you live update as regard the political movement of the People's Democratic Party and His Excellency Alhaji Atiku Abubakar and Governor Atikuokowa. The best compliment the People's Democratic Party could ever have to run the political race to the Aso Rock. The man that have the complementary element and capacity and potentiality to give His Excellency Alhaji Atiku Abubakar an edge, and to ensure that that ticket is a valid ticket that will deliver the governance to the good people of Nigeria via the People's Democratic Party. We are so honored to report to you live from the Benin City as the presidential campaign is taking place. I want you to stay tuned to this radio station. This is Atikuokowa's radio, and we're glad to announce to you that the presidential campaign is taking up live and direct in Benin City as the people turn out to give their solidarity and support to His Excellency Alhaji Atiku Abubakar and Senator Dr. Governor Atikuokowa. Thank you so much for joining us this beautiful afternoon. My name is Prince, and good to have you on the live campaign broadcast. All right, so while we're waiting for the live coverage, we're still going to go back to conversations and visions analysis of His Excellency Alhaji Atiku Abubakar on a conversation with the Arise News, as we waiting to have the feedback and the correspondent connections with the people, our great people reporting live campaign from Benin City. Just listen to this and be entertained with this powerful conversation between His Excellency Alhaji Atiku Abubakar and some Arise News correspondents. Thank you so much for joining us. This is Atikuokowa's radio, and my name is Prince, reporting live from our studio this beautiful afternoon. Thank you so much for joining us, and stay tuned. Don't go anywhere. We are bringing you live coverage, but for the meantime, entertain yourself with these powerful conversations and deliberation with His Excellency from the Arise News correspondents.
Something that I expected to see unveiled, but that's not what we are seeing. We are seeing a very secretive transaction being conducted by the government, and I don't see any element of transparency there. We have seen the transparency that accompanied the Saudi Aramco partial privatization, and we have seen how much money was raised and so on and so forth. We are yet to see, our own. Maybe we haven't got to that stage, I don't know.
Well, if we may stay with the subject of NNPC commercialization a little bit more, I'm surprised you say that the process has been secretive, because the group CEO of the new company, NNPC Limited, in all the statements he has made so far, he's talked about transparency. In fact, he says NNPC is no longer transparent. It will be naked, and that accountability will be the watchword. But you say it's an incomplete process. So if you become president of Nigeria, obviously it will be one of the things you will need to deal with. So what will you do differently in terms of reform in the oil and gas sector? Second issue with this NNPC is a concern of the state governors. The NNPC is saying it's no longer going to be making returns to any federal allocation accounts committee. That it will not determine subsidy. It's just a business interested in profit and loss paying to shareholders. But the board, as it is now, where would the interest of the governors come in? Because these governors, these state governments, they depend on FAC allocation on a monthly basis. Do you think that their interest is covered or not?
Well, I must be honest with you. I'm as blank, because other than the announcements, being made by the chief executive of the NNPC or whoever, I have not seen, in actual fact, the state governments or the oil producing areas being taken into account into the process that is currently going on. I have not seen, and I have not heard.
So if you become president, will you reverse what has been done?
I am not going to reverse, but rather I am going to open it up. In other words, whoever has a stake will be part of this process. Whoever has a stake, for whether oil producing areas, whether states or whatever, should participate in this process and so on and so forth. I don't see that happening at the moment. I only read announcements from the NNPC, that's all.
Well, we also have in this country challenges with oil theft and vandalism. How would you address these and just reform the oil and gas sector if given a chance?
Again, this is a task that you must bring in the security agencies, from the naval forces to all the security agencies that have been set up. I understand, for the securing, of our oil installations and oil infrastructure. I think everybody is left to do whatever he or she likes without coordination, and also without supervision and without leadership.
Well, like this administration, you've also been quoted as promising that you will lift about 10 million people annually out of poverty. And when Nigerians hear that, they say, oh, this is the same old story with all the GDP issues that we have. How do you intend to go about that, lifting people out of poverty and increasing the country's GDP?
Oil only maybe accounts for about 20% of our GDP. The bulk of our GDP is non-oil. Basically, you must pay attention to agriculture. Both North and South, agriculture is the mainstay of the economy. You have to promote industrialization and manufacturing. So if you do that, you are going to raise as many millions of jobs as possible. Agriculture, manufacturing, industrialization.
Right. You just mentioned Vision 2030 in Saudi Arabia, which is unfolding before our eyes. How do you envisage Nigeria without crude oil and Nigeria with a diversified economy?
First of all, you have to use the crude oil revenue to help diversify your economy, because this is what they are doing.
Yes.
Yes.
But the time will come when the last drop of crude oil.
Of course. Sure. But by the time the last drop of crude is gone, you would have diversified the economy. So you would have diversified your agriculture, your manufacturing, your industrialization, and so on and so forth.
Okay, let's talk education and health. what's your vision for developing the education sector? And health has also become very important. And some of your critics say, what is this attraction with Dubai? It's like you live in two countries. Sometimes you are here, the other period you are in Dubai, and they're asking, is it for medical tourism? Is that the Dubai attraction? What will you do to invest in education in Nigeria, invest, in health as leader of the Nigerian government if you win? If you can clarify this fixation with Dubai.
There is no fixation by Dubai. It's just the handiwork of the media. Yes, I was in Dubai for a stretch during the COVID, and I used the period to do, my master's. That's the longest time I stayed in Dubai. Otherwise, I have never stayed in Dubai for more than 1 month. So it is the fixation or creation of the media, and many political opponents will keep on talking about Dubai, 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 and so on and so forth. And of course, you must have known that I have invested heavily in education simply because of my passion and believe in education, in the private sector. I believe you also need the private sector in both education and in health. Today, you live in Lagos, you know that most of the healthcare facilities available to Lagosians are provided by the private sector, not by the public sector. How many people go to government hospitals or clinics or health centers in Lagos? And I recall also that today, most of our universities are private sector universities. They don't go on strike. You don't hear them go on strike. You don't hear anything. The only places where you have strikes are the public universities. And this is simply because the government does not provide enough resources. What is there to maintain a university? Just make sure that you equip the university and also you pay the teachers regularly. I give you a story. One day I was going around my university and I went to the science lab. And I found a science assistant, lab assistant rather, and he was wearing the uniform. And I asked him from where he said from the Southwest. I said, what did he study? He said he studied, was it one of the sciences, chemistry or something like that. And he was wearing a lab uniform. I said, but why are you working here? He said, well, he finished his science degree without seeing a lab in one of the Southwestern universities. And that's why he came here to do his NYSC. What he is seeing, he has not seen them until he finished his course. It's just like the foremost saying, what people are saying, that we have graduates of computer who have not seen computers, in the early days, of the computers. So I think it's the issue of investing and make sure those investments really reach where they are supposed to reach. When I set up my university, for the first 5 years, I was giving every student a free computer. After 5 years, I now said, okay, one of the conditions of your admission when you are coming, you must come with your own computer. And this is the type of computer we want. And today, we are the most technologically driven university in the country. Why I'm telling you this is even Google itself has recognized us. We flew all the way from the United States to come and visit our university because they were trying to find out who are the most countries in Africa that have the highest penetration of internet. They found that Egypt, North Africa, Kenya, South Africa, and Nigeria. And they were trying to find where in Nigeria is this concentration of this internet penetration. And then they did not find it in Lagos. They didn't find it in Abuja. They didn't find it in Port Harcourt. According to Google, they said they found it in a remote northeastern part of the country. And they said that was a Nigerian scam. And they flew all the way from the United States to Lagos, Abuja. From Abuja, they went to Yola, only to find a sprawling university that is technologically driven in every aspect of our life. They couldn't believe it. They gave us a grant, and they signed an agreement with us, and they left. So it depends on the vision of the leadership. If, you elect an analog leadership, expect an analog management of whatever aspect of your national life, whether it is education, whether it is economy, and so on and so forth. You can't do that with me, my friend. If you're talking about business, I started business even when I was a small child. When you're talking about education, I have a passion for it, I am in it. When you're talking about agriculture industry, I have invested in agriculture and I have industry. What are you going to tell me about?
I was the coordinator of our people in Delta State in 2019.
Right, constitutional reform is a legislative exercise, but the executive wields weight. How would you use yours to devolve powers and achieve federalism in the areas of resource control and security?
Yeah, I will do it. Because I will summon the governors, I will tell them these are the reforms I want, these are the powers I want to go to the state. They should not go and stop their state assemblies from passing constitutional amendments. And I want to see a very, very lean federal government.
Okay, let's talk again about your manifesto, in which you talked about a special presidential welfare initiative for security personnel in the country. Earlier on, you talked about how we don't have enough policemen, how security agents are overstretched. You talked about your support for state police. But in terms of welfare, what would be the content of that initiative?
What I mean about the welfare, before it was traditionally see barracks accommodation being provided for our security agencies. You don't see anymore. You see allowances being paid to them. They are not being paid to them. Even where they lose their lives, their families are not looked after, are not catered for. So there are a number of welfare packages that are currently not being provided to our security agencies, who sometimes have to make supreme sacrifices for us, to have peace in our homes and also on the streets and as well as in our country. So these are some of the special presidential, incentives that I want to introduce into the armed forces and also the security agencies. My intention is really to set up a very, very high-powered committee to look into ways and how we can do that and achieve that without any further delay.
Right. Earlier on, you referred to wanting a lean federal government. We all know the issues with corruption, bureaucracy, and waste, or what have you. How exactly will you trim the fat? Can you give us more details to achieve?
I want to rationalize the agencies of the federal government. There are just too many, and they are doing duplicating the responsibilities. Just too many, of them. I want to rationalize them definitely, and also I want to introduce e-government. Once you introduce e-government, you know how much you are going to eliminate in terms of contact and so on and so forth. I know it's not popular, but I will do it.
Well, let me ask you about INEC, the Independent National Electoral Commission. There's been so much talk about the new Electoral Act 2022 and innovations in that regard. In fact, some people attribute the PDP's victory in the Osun governorship election because of reforms, electoral reforms. How much faith do you have in INEC and the new electoral framework?
So far, so good. So far, so good. INEC has done well so far. Of course, these are off-season, elections, so they are isolated. So it is much, much easier to conduct very, very free, credible elections because they are off-season elections and they are isolated. Let's see what happens when we have nationwide elections. But if anything is to go by from the off-season elections we have seen, then we should expect a better improvement, on the performance of INEC.
We certainly hope so. Does Nigeria have a debt problem or a revenue problem?
Both.
How do you plan to tackle both problems?
This issue of debt problem, of course, there are a number of ways we can approach it. We will approach it either through restructuring. Unfortunately, we don't have any more scheme for debt forgiveness. I'm actually reading a paper on it now, on the issue of debt and also revenue. But for sure, we have to deal with these two issues because we are going to inherit a government that is deeply indebted and that has also not expanded the revenue base as such. So that are very, very, very key.
Okay, let's go back to the issue of your point of a running mate. How much is Governor Atikuokowa of Delta State? And if former Governor Peter Obi did not leave the PDP, will you have chosen him a second time as your running mate, considering how he has gained considerable momentum? Although you say that social media, but there's something called media movement that is gaining very serious momentum. Your private life, do you feel sometimes you should have basically, how much is bringing to the table?
I want to do my intro.
No, first of all, this is very well educated. He started political career from local government commission. From the commissioner to the senator to the governor. So in terms of all political parameters, really has got the experience.
My country people, we don't like what the Edo State, PDP.
I announced in my statement.
We have PDP don't come together, they campaign, they say, na PDP when they want, all the Edo people, they send a PDP. Send a PDP, they want to make the takeover for 2023 election. So when they go, say stagnation go. So poverty will leave them. So that will fall to normal. They say that when the PDP go to reduce the country. The PDP go better than that of people. So everybody from the Delta State, the ministry, they talk, let everybody gather hands. So the day of the election, make you press PDP. Make you go to the together, make you put your hands there. Because that's the only person who will press PDP. If this other person, comes again, wahala go there. Because the only PDP they want, let me go restore them. Let me go make everybody know say of a truth, say better for this country. If everybody comes together, they will come back for the country. So make sure business will go. Everything they go people they destroy. They don't carry that time. You don't better because you don't better for Nigeria. So I beg everybody.
Well, you just outlined for us some of the sectors that you're involved with business-wise. Yet the perception lingers in some minds of corruption where you are concerned.
Our matter will come. That's how the problem will solve for this country. So as we can be, as we can see, everywhere people gather everywhere. People put everywhere for the stadium. Not be smoking, no, they happy. They send a PDP, they sabi, and a PDP for respect. So as we don't talk today, I dare your life, and they see my thing happen. As people I don't follow talk, they say PDP, they sabi, send a PDP for all the same. So my country people, when it happened on that day, make you not say your vote, make you not say your vote because your vote are your right. Your vote are your choice. Let you vote here. Vote for that PDP. Let you vote for PDP. So that Atikuokowa, they will enter to better with us. They will enter to better with life. So everybody they happy. Everybody will say PDP don't come and it don't come to play. There's a regional election. Atikuokowa all the way to review, to regress, to reflect the country. Atikuokowa don't come. So let me go their word and say, now all that there when we PDP will change everything for us. It's nothing they go change and make everybody happy. So make my people they go vote that day. Don't let anybody see your vote. Don't let anybody tell you anything. Don't let anybody money. Let you say your right. Let you say your vote. Allow your vote here. Pressure for PDP. Them don't say now all the people that with Nigeria. So now the quarter message I can come PDP Atikuokowa from regional election.
Or I just say Porto-Novo. And as a young officer, I worked I signed a form for hire purchase, and I took about 5 of them. And I came back to the bureau, distributed them to drivers, and they were ferrying passengers between Lagos and Porto-Novo and so I have been doing business.
Okay. If you were a public officer and you were doing business,
there is no conflict of interest. The fact that you are a public officer doesn't stop you from engaging in legitimate business. There is no law who says that you cannot engage in legitimate business. Well, to tell me.
In 2019, you went to talk with your former boss, Chief Olusegun. But this time around, you really have Chief Olusegun this time around.
I've been talking to him. The only thing is that I didn't go after I emerged as candidate to
Okay. But do you have his support or you don't need his support?
Why would I not need his support? He was my former boss. Why would I not need his support? Of course I would need his support.
Do you have it?
I assume I have it.
You are not sure.
Why not? I don't think he has a better person to support than myself because I have his legacy to continue.
Well, on that note, we would like to thank you very much. Well, you say we should not call you Alhaji. I think it would be correct to call you Chief Atikuokowa. Thank you very much.
Thank you
for speaking to Arise News.
Thank you very much
indeed.
You are most welcome.
Well, that's the presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party, former Vice President Atiku Abubakar, discussing his plans for Nigeria, amongst other issues that need urgent attention. We also like to extend an invitation to the All Progressives Congress presidential candidate, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, for an interview on our Rise News channel, and we hope he will honor our invitation.
àwa ló ní PDP kò lè bàjẹ́. Atiku Network for Change ANCN pẹ̀lú ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ènìyàn bíi mílíọ̀nù 3 ni yóò kí Alhaji Atiku Abubakar Wasiri Adambawa ká káàbọ̀ sílùú Kánò. Ṣé bí Yorùbá bọ̀ wọ́n ní àìlásọlọ́run pàká? Ó tó àpérò fọ́mọ eríwo. Ìlú Kánò yóò gbàlejò ní ọjọ́ kẹtàlélógún oṣù kẹwàá ọdún 2022 ní dédé aago mọ́kànlá òwúrọ̀ tí yóò wáyé ní Sani Abacha Stadium, Kánò. Àwọn àlejò pàtàkì ọjọ́ náà ni Sẹ́nitọ́ Dr. Bukola Saraki, ààrẹ ilé-ìgbìmọ̀ asòfin tẹ́lẹ̀ lórílẹ̀‐èdè Nàìjíríà, RT Honourable Aminu Tambuwa, gómìnà ìpínlẹ̀ Sokoto, Dr. Sule Lamido CON, gómìnà ìpínlẹ̀ Jigawa tẹ́lẹ̀ rí, Dr. Ifeanyi Atikuokowa, gómìnà ìpínlẹ̀ Delta àti olùdíje fún igbákejì ààrẹ nínú ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú PDP, Ambassador Aminu Wali, former Minister for Foreign Affairs, Princess Hajia Rukayat Atiku Abubakar, Senator Dr. Ayo, alága fún ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú PDP lórílẹ̀‐èdè Nàìjíríà, Senator Bello Hayatu Guazo, Chief Raymond Dọ̀pẹ́sí àti Alhaji Atahiru Dahatu Bafarawa àti àwọn olóṣèlú kànrìnkànrìn nínú ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú PDP lórílẹ̀‐èdè Nàìjíríà. Organizers Atiku Network for Change Nigeria National Executive Council 2023, Honourable Ambassador Hussein Guaje, Director General Chief Organizer Alhaji Adamu Atiku, Chairman. Atiku ń bọ̀ wá, PDP Power!
Chairman of local government who can deliver over. Or the chairman of local government, chairman of chairman of the east local government, chairman of the south.
Don't come here. Therefore, now go. Now don't say.
Chairman of Minister, Oga, no, 2 bottles.
Can we go? Can we?
Why would
Atikuokowa will welcome you. Our President, the first Atiku is here. Dr. Salah welcoming distinguished Senator.
Vice President, of course, of performing. Former Senate on the agenda. Good afternoon and welcome to
the gubernatorial candidate from Ebonyi State. Royal Naka, Turaki Adamawa Oluwaju.
former Governor, His Excellency Atikuokowa, Senate of Illinois.
Are here and wish all of us a very wonderful and fruitful deliberation. Thank you all and God bless you all. Thank you very much.
Your Excellency, the former Vice President of the Federal Republic,
to welcome the former two-term Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999 to 2007, and most importantly, the standard bearer of our great party, PDP, in the 2023 presidential election, His Excellency Alhaji Atikuokowa GCON, Waziri Adamawa to Enugu State. I welcome the Vice Presidential candidate of our party, His Excellency Senator Dr. Atikuokowa, the two-term governor of Delta State, and other members of this distinguished entourage to Enugu State. I extend to you the reverence and the best wishes of the government and the good people of Enugu State, as well as the teaming leaders and members of our great party, PDP, on this occasion of your meeting with the Southeast Zone stakeholders in furtherance of our consultation for the 2023 presidential election. I respectfully acknowledge the esteemed leaders of our party who has traveled from far and near to be part of this epoch-making event, especially my brother, former governors, deputy governors, governorship candidate, deputy governorship candidates, serving and former members of BOT, serving and former principal officers of the National Assembly, serving and former members of the National Assembly, serving and former members of the National Working Committee of our party, former ministers of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, speakers of the Houses of Assembly, senatorial district candidate, House of Representative candidate, serving and former chairman and secretaries of the party, state leaders, women leaders and publicity secretary of the party, local government chairman, representative of religious and cultural communities, etc. The provisions of the Electoral Act 2022 as amended and the Independent National Electoral Commission political calendar constrain all political parties cum candidates for embarking on electoral campaign in the meantime. In this circumstance, I content myself with welcoming you to Enugu, the capital of the Southeast Nigeria, and assuring you that Enugu State is essentially a PDP state. While we await the nature and scope of today's consultation, I wish us very fruitful deliberation. Thank you and God bless you. Because as the host governor said, Southeast is PDP and PDP is Southeast. I say that with all sense of responsibility, that we, the Southeasterners, much as we are the shock absorbers of goings on in the nation, we've realized that in 7 years and counting, we have not been favored in this country. And the only man that will bring us and cleanse us of that tears is President Atikuokowa. So that we know this time, and even the last time, we suffered because we were entirely PDP. Not to talk of now that we have realized what it takes to be hated and what it will take to be loved. So we will vote entirely in this Southeast zone for PDP. So, Mr. President, please just go and sleep. I mean, we just seen all the retinue of leaders, political leaders of Igbo extraction. They are all here. They are all here. You know, in fact, if the MC is allowed to continue to recognize dignitaries, you know, we will not leave here today. They are all here. And I want to assure you, sir, once again, and our great party, that PDP will win the Southeast zone clearly. And I want to, before I sit down, permit me to express my profound gratitude. I'm an Abian, you know, to my great governor, Governor Ikpeazu, for being here. I mean, when somebody represents someone, that means that person is here. I'm so happy that the whole world would know from today that, I mean, you know, he's here, he's PDP, and he's not taking Abia State nowhere other than to PDP. So I thank you for listening.
We see so many former. former governors here present. I can see more than 6, 7 of them. And I will stop here and recognize also my colleagues, the NWC members, and stand on the existing protocol. I want to use this opportunity to thank our host governor. The rising welcome is an indication that Southeast is PDP and PDP is Southeast. My goodwill message to our brothers in the Southeast is to assure them that PDP is still the party to be. We are very strong, growing stronger, and ready to take over as come 2023 with our presidential candidate Atikuokowa, God willing. We have brought you a marketable product. Somebody who walks straight, very healthy, agile, full of ideas. He was the architect of modern Nigeria. You remember very well that when you want to call your relative in those days, you have to go to either Natal and queue up, but the one that gave you the comfort of calling your relative, even if he is in Bordeaux, right inside Europe. This is what you have as a candidate. I will count on and on and on. This present government that is called All Promise Council, that is APC, has denied you so many things. Even in terms of appointment, when you look at the appointments they give you, is something that is rejected by others. And yet, some of our brothers from the Southeast are still deceiving you that you should go and vote for APC. Somebody mentioned something here that we keep reassuring and assuring. Our assurance is not that of somebody with name Ashwaju. If you say Ashwaju, in my language, you are lost. That's the meaning of Ashwaju. So I want to use this opportunity to enjoin you to vote for PDP for our candidates in all elections. We are proud of Southeast. Southeast will remain PDP, and with the candidate we have now, you know that your wars are over. He's a unifier. He's one of you because his genes is deeply rooted and planted in the Southeast. So this is what we expect of you. We don't expect less. And I will say my final remarks by thanking my friend for hosting us today in Enugu. And I wish all of you that came from other states journey mercies back home. Thank you very much. But for today, I only have very short comments to make. We are in a country today that we cannot trust what tomorrow holds, except when we take the right action. We are in a country today that is so disunited, and rightfully so disunited, because we have not had equity and fairness. There is insecurity in the land. And when we look at what is going on today, what we have begun to see is a situation where people are talking about their ethnicity, their religion, or their region. But that is not a solution to Nigeria. The solution to the problems of Nigeria is who has that capacity, who has that experience and knowledge, who is that man that will be fair to everybody, who is that man that is ready to call everyone to the table to discuss Nigeria and to ensure that there is equity. Who is that man in this country today that sees every part of Nigeria as a home? Whether he's in the southwest, he's in the southeast, south-south, northeast, northwest, or north central. There is only one man on the field today, those running for presidency of this country, that has all these qualities in one. And that person is the presidential candidate of the PDP, Atikuokowa. We are talking about the economy of this country. But the real truth, until we unite this country, until we realize that we have to deal with issues of insecurity, until we begin to devote more powers and more resources, more money to the states and local governments, until we realize that education is important and we cannot afford to keep our children at home when they ought to be in school, we will not be able to deal with the issues of the economy. And I know that when you come to the issues of the economy, Atikuokowa is one man that stands very tall. In 1999 to 2007, we know the role that he played. For our people in the southeast, yes, there are many issues. The leaders of politics in the entirety of the Southeast are here. And it is for us to guide our people. That guidance is very important to embolden them to do what is right. In the last 7 years plus, the Southeast has suffered under the APC governance. We have an opportunity to change the situation. Our leaders here are respected in the PDP. They are friends and respected by His Excellency Atikuokowa. We must boldly come out to encourage our people so that they can boldly come out on election day to vote PDP. Somebody has to lead it. If we stay back, our people will be misled. Stay back, our people may be afraid to come out to vote. But when you come out boldly, the situation will change and we'll have victory. And then we'll be counted very strongly on the day of reckoning. We have not come for campaign. We We have come to educate our people and to talk with our people. The electoral map as of today in this country, only one party today has strength in the 6 geopolitical zones. Only one. And that is the PDP. Watch it. A lot is happening in the Northwest. In the Northeast, we are very strong. A lot is happening in the North Central, and we have become very strong. In the South, the PDP is in charge. In the Southeast, I'm very convinced that with the leaders we have here, we are in charge if we want to be in charge. I'm very convinced that we know that in the Southwest, the only party that can compete with APC and will compete and outcompete them is the PDP. Because I'm very certain you saw what happened in Osun State. We are in charge of Oyo State. And I'm very convinced that we're in charge of Ondo State. A lot is happening in Ogun State. A lot is happening in Ekiti State. Even in the very Lagos, PDP is going to compete very favorably. That is looking at the electoral map. Check out other parties. Their presence will be felt in 1, 2, or 3. And beyond that, you will not find them strong anywhere else. That is the truth. Because the APC has become very weakened across the nation. Because when we asked for what was good, they gave us insecurity. When we asked for what was good, they disunited Nigeria. Other parties that we are talking about, even the Labour Party that they are talking about, is trying to find this feet only in 2 places. But I know that when our leaders here rise up to the challenge, we cannot find it. Now the attempt to go into the North Central, that attempt already has been defeated from the beginning. Our leaders must pay the price.
I like them. They know that you are
rising up to the challenge and by guiding our people the right path. So that on the day of victory, because it will surely come, they can rise up as leaders and say, we led our people in the right direction. When we engage them, they will come out boldly. And I know that our leaders are able to do it. With what I've seen here this afternoon, I want to thank my brother, my Brian. Giving true leadership. What he has done here by mobilizing all of us is to give strength to us, is to encourage us to come out boldly, is to ensure that we do not stay inside. That is exactly what we have done. And I know that by the time the results of the elections of February 25, 2023 is called, you will realize that you led the people in the right direction. Yes, people may speak in one manner or the other, but the point is that when you lead your people in the right direction, I'm knowing fully well that the man Atikuokowa is somebody that has a lot of love for the Igbos. There will be a lot to share. And the share of the Southeast, I believe, will be more than what we expect. Because I know that Waziri Adamawa is a problem and he remains forever. So I thank all of us. There are a few facts which we must go home with today. Onyege Wike dozi Nigeria today. Also so Waziri Adamawa. Nigeria is in a state of trust, and there's no doubt about that. I chose a state of unity in Nigeria. All Waziri Wike make a Nigeria this one. A state of insecurity. The solution, the power with Waziri. That our elders. Our elders, deeper, bold, and courageous on the field. Even in Nekita, they say our elders, they are withdrawn. You have to lead the elections. And when you lead the elections, if any leader didn't mind, because our followers, that better people, with boldness, if the leaders themselves are bold. The leaders on the front line, I don't see them in the Labour Party. But are we ready to come out? That is where the question is. But our governor has demonstrated boldness. And I believe that with that boldness, he has called us out for this election. Our women, I greet you all. I thank you. I thank you for making this day very friendly with your very wonderful songs. And I'm begging that you sing this one yet again. Ogbondioma, all the way can do so. Ogbondioma, 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 all the way can do so. Ogbondioma, DP, Ogbondioma, all the way can do so. Ogbondioma. Ogbondioma, Ogbondioma, Atiku,
and you really want to show that you both Atiku, clap your hands. With what I saw when we came in, God will bless you roundabout. Deputy Governor of Abia State, God will bless you. Chineke idimai. Thank you very much. Please sit down. Stand up. That's his personal doctor of over 20 years. Then the man where they cook for Atiku, where Atiku they chop, he has been with Atiku for over 34 years. Morris is an Igbo man to better. His bosom boy who became his friend and now he became a governor has been his boy for over 20 years. PDP, then his personal friend and ally of over 20 years, Senator Ben Obi is here. Also, somebody has been with him from 19 Girigirino calendar. I've been seeing him with Atiku. Honorable Greg, where are you? Honorable, look at him there. I am just giving you some very few. Where is Dan Ulas? Well, look at that. I can continue to count and count and count. So when we say Atiku is destabilized, we are not looking for emergency friends like others are doing. These are people that have been with him 2-3 decades ago and they are still together. Imagine you have a doctor, you have a cook, 20 years, 30 years, and they are still with him today. Then somebody will come emergency and say he's a friend of the Igbo. Who is more of a friend of the Igbo than Atikuokowa? And who? So now that we have come here, I am going to round up before I invite him to speak. And we are going to appreciate, and the whole world will know, that now that the battle is over, now that the battle is over. Let's labor people here now. Now that the battle is over, we are more than conquerors. Thank you very much. The next one I will sing. Anambra Gwen, Imo Gwen, Ebonyi Gwen, Enugu Gwen, Buru Buru.
Thank you very much. Our most hospitable host, the governor of Enugu State, Your Excellency, the governor of Delta State, and the vice presidential candidate of our great party, former governors, members of the National Working Committee, senators, distinguished party leaders, ladies and gentlemen. Let me begin by sincerely apologizing to the leaders and stakeholders of the Southeast Zone who got the notice for this meeting rather late or even failed to get it. I am also told that the party did not liaise properly with the zonal officials regarding arrangements for this meeting, but you went ahead and made the arrangements. let the party know so that we do better in the future. This past week has been a very difficult one for me, and I'm sure that must have contributed to my not getting a timely briefing on the arrangements being made. But I take full responsibility and promise to do better in the future. In fact, I have not communicated adequately myself, and for that, I sincerely apologize, particularly to our host. Our task is a collective one, and I appeal to all to watch out for lapses and bring our attention to them so that corrective measures can be taken in a timely manner. We cannot leave anybody behind, and we cannot take anybody or anything for granted. The campaigns and elections are huge, complex, and highly demanding undertakings, and we must win the election for the sake of our country and our people. I sincerely thank you, our own His Excellency Governor Ifeanyi Ubwanyi, for his demonstrated commitment to the success of this party, for the elaborate arrangements made for our electoral victory next year. I am told, and I have seen myself, that he went the extra mile to ensure that adequate preparations were made despite my communication shortcomings. That is leadership. That is commitment. That is selflessness. And I highly appreciate you. Thank you. This very important visit is part of my consultations with the leaders of our various zones to thank them for their support, to listen to them regarding the issues specific to their zones, both in terms of preparations for the campaigns, but also governance after the elections. We must be prepared to hit the ground running from day one if Nigerians give us their mandate. Our country is in very bad shape, and rescuing it requires proper preparations and attention to details, not just in terms of general issues affecting the whole country, but also issues specific to each zone and states they are in, because they differ from state to state and from zone to zone. As you know, the Southeast is close to my heart. You have supported me through thick and thin, and I will always remember that. Your sons and daughters have played very positive roles in the development of my life and our country. They were key personnel who played important roles in the PDP government in which I served as vice president. And they have continued to excel in other roles across the country. You are a key contributor to economic activities in this country, and a government that wants to revive our economy and provide opportunities for our people must carry along. I am a businessman, and I know that businesses need supporting environment to thrive. And when they thrive, the country thrives. I do not see the provision of infrastructure in any part of the country as a favor to that country or to that part. If anything, it is a favor to the country because we are one country and one economy. An illustration, a bridge across the river Niger or a coal power plant in Enugu is a favor to the Nigerian economy because they will contribute to growth in economic activities, not just in the southeast, but across the country. We do not require identity cards from people and those who cross the bridge. The electric power does not carry ethnic or religious current when they pass law or hire. When you understand the importance of infrastructure for economic development, jobs, and wealth creation, your focus would be to provide as much infrastructure as is needed in every part of the country, rather than treat it as favors to be bestowed on those you like and denied to those you dislike. When I was campaigning for the privilege of being a presidential candidate in the forthcoming election, I outlined 5 priorities: to reunify the country, improve security, fix the economy, restructure the federation, and improve human capital development. These are the areas that I believe would have the most impact on all other aspects of our development and our quality of life as citizens and as a country. Our country is more divided today than it has ever been, and it is our responsibility to fight through equity, justice, and fairness. That way, we can all pull in one direction to develop our country and improve our people. This will require not just by meeting constitutional requirements of government policies, programs and projects, and our body language and utterances as leaders. We need to provide efficient and effective government that secures the lives and properties of our people. Without security, life is meaningless. Economic and other legitimate activities become impaired, and investors will only flee. That is why security will be a top priority for a government that I lead. We will train, adequately equip and reward more police and other security personnel. We shall devolve police powers to states that who desire can establish state police to help secure their states. I have been calling for this for several years. Even when I was in government, I had a disagreement with my boss.
Thank you, sir.
And we now seem to have reached a national consensus on it. Now there is no part of this country, whether north or south, which is against police, state police. None. Part of our task is to separate genuine political grievances from mere criminality. Political grievance will be addressed through the political, while criminality will be dealt with through law enforcement. However, we will address the root causes of insecurity, including the lack of opportunities, collapse of education, climate change, its impact on agriculture and animal husbandry, and lack of modernization of cities. We shall modernize our agriculture, including animal husbandry, to help reduce the persistent clashes between farmers and nomadic herders, which have increasingly become violent. Since the late 1960s, we have had a faulty federal structure that concentrates too much power and resources at the center, thereby turning the federating states into appendages or parastatals of the federal government. A PDP government that I lead will work with legislatures to restructure our federal system and devolve more powers to the states with corresponding resources. In fact, to give you an update, I had already set up a constitutional review comprising constitutional lawyers to help me draft our constitution, so that from day one, I will meet with the governors, I will meet with the leaders, with the legislators, so that we can have an understanding and pass that law to our constitution. That way, while the federal government focuses on setting and maintaining standards, a federal system that does not encourage the federating units to compete among themselves in order to be better is a faulty one. This restructuring is not a favor to any section or group of sections of the country. Our country needs it badly in order to survive and thrive. Our economy also needs major reforms if it is to grow and provide jobs and opportunities for our young people. We must involve the private sector more in economic activities and investment, including in the provision of infrastructure. We shall stop fiscal support for non-performing government enterprises and also end fuel subsidies. I'm not scared to say it because between 1999 and 2007, I drew up a program of removal of fuel subsidies and I implemented phase 1, phase 2. Unfortunately, after we left office, subsidies continued to grow. We will get back the fraud into more money and more development to the country. Support for the private sector as well as the medium and small-scale enterprises will unleash our people's creative energies as well as attract investments from outside our shores. Millions of jobs will be created. We did this before. In the government in which I served as vice president, you saw Nigerians returning from abroad to invest and seek other opportunities in the country because I experienced it in my university. When I made sure I provide international standards and I advertised, so many Nigerians from the United States and Europe came back, not to Lagos or to Abuja, but to Northeast Yola. And they came back. So all what we need to do is to make sure that we make our country attractive for them, and they will return. Under the APC, that trend has since reversed. People cannot wait to run away from Nigeria. All of you have relatives, children who are running away, United States, Canada. I have my own. I have refused any one of them to go to abroad in this side because I don't believe in it. We have to stay. Another critical priority area for me is human capital development. We shall provide enabling our young people to compete in the current economy and driven by technology and innovation. We shall also provide good quality healthcare system that focuses on preventive care. We shall therefore make massive investments in these critical areas. A well-educated and healthy workforce is critical for economic development and wealth creation in today's world. My dear brothers and sisters and friends, this agenda will benefit the Southeast. A Nigeria that truly works will work for all. We must tackle the feeling of marginalization, which is providing an excuse for the separatist agitations, particularly in this zone. National unity will benefit the people of this zone who need a wider platform to operate. Restructuring that devolves powers from the federal government and gives states the power to set their priorities is better for this zone than what we currently have and have had since the late 1960s. I believe that you should not pull back one of your child that appears to be doing better at some point so that your other children will catch up. No. Rather, you encourage the ones lagging behind to emulate the one that is doing well so that they can all do better. Holding the faster one back will result in all of them falling behind and handing victory to children who are not from their family. Also, insecurity pervades the southeast now, as much as other zones. And without security, people cannot go about their normal businesses. I am aware of how the economy of this zone and the livelihoods of its people are being destroyed by Monday sit at home, being imposed by a small misguided youth from this zone. I want to appeal to you as leaders and elders of this zone to prevail on those misguided youth. It is difficult to understand how you liberate a people by destroying their economy. Very difficult. This has to stop, and we shall address all political grievances not just by words, but by deeds. Provision of infrastructure is critical for businesses and economic growth in the region, including necessary linkages across the country. Improved education is critical for this zone and the country as a whole. So is good quality healthcare. But beyond these priorities, I would like to listen to these specific issues peculiar to this zone, which we need to address as a party and as a government. To that end, and without prejudice to what I will learn during this rally, I would like us to have a joint committee of our campaign. Thank you. Of our campaign in the zone with one representative of each state to liaise on issues specific to the Southeast zone so that we will need to address them if we work harder enough to win the elections. We will replicate these joint committees across the 6 geopolitical zones in the country. We need this level of detail, not just to win elections, but more importantly, in order to be able to provide good governance. I have been providing solutions after solution at every turn of an election in this country. And governments have been borrowing from my program solutions from time to time. Some borrow, implement, some borrow, they don't implement, particularly this government. The process will help us to hit the ground running on those issues as soon as we are sworn in. I know, for instance, that it is important to Enugu State that the Akanu Ibiam International Airport gains full approval to handle international flights. Once more, I thank you most sincerely for your support for me, our party, and all our candidates. We must all work hard, very hard, to make sure the Southeast is and remains our fortress. This will be a tough election. Let us work to secure every vote possible. The party and the campaign, I will give you the support you need. Guru Guru, I thank you again immensely for your support, your commitment, and your patience. You did it in 2019 when everybody was saying you were not going to do it. And here we are in 2022, going into 2023, you are repeating the same thing. You see, let me tell you a story about myself. When I was a young officer, graduated from the university, it happened that I was friends and associations with Eastern Nigeria. Why? Because
individually and collectively, for Nigerians to vote for PDP,
I remember when I was hired into the Customs and Excise, then doctors were colonial British. The white man said, what is customs? What is customs? Customs is to facilitate trade. He did not say custom is to seize somebody's goods. Believe me. So, because of that training, I never seized anybody's goods. What I did, I made sure that I recorded the highest revenue in every station I serve. So if you look at my graph in the customs service, you find that any place I serve, I recorded the highest revenue. If you bring goods which are contraband, of course there is a law. You either pay the correct duty or you pay 3 times or 6 times. I said pay and collect your goods. If you lose, it's your business. If you make money, it's your business. And most of the importers were Igbos, and they became my friends. So,
with our existing protocols,
2007 when I was in government, go and check that were placed very key and sensitive positions.
Is PDP and PDP is
to draw our economic reform for Professor Anya or Anya
of PDP.
What levels and asking. He sat down with others to give us an economic reform
in 1999
to implement it. When I asked him,
established,
would you want the government
president at that time?
And till today, he has never had
like Chief Atikuokowa,
cannot say that I am not a friend in 2007, as a presidential candidate of the Action Congress,
foundations of PDP in our state.
Who is going to be? Is he not Southeastern and
candidate Delta State, who is the vice presidential candidate for Atikuokowa.
I will be your stepping stone to becoming a president.
PDP, Dr. Ali, who is also our PDP.
I did that. Thank you very much.
I welcome all of you to this rally. Thank you for coming.
I did that in 2019. Again, I brought another one.
The Director General of the Presidential Campaign Council, the Chairman of Nigeria Governors Forum, and that of the PDP Governors Forum. Our speaker, right? Honorable Amin Waziri Tambwa.
When I became the consensus candidate of the North, again I chose somebody from the South.
To be completed. Atikuokowa. Do you want a return of the palm plantation? Do you want the return of the palm plantation? Vote for Atikuokowa. You want economic prosperity? You want economic prosperity? You want job opportunities? You want women inclusion? You want youth inclusion? Vote for Atikuokowa. And in a vote, do it 4/4. All the candidates of PDP, return them in February and in March. By the grace of God, we shall win and deliver on our promises. By the grace of God, we set it. God bless you. PDP!
You can't. I still make you and state clearly that I will make an Igbo man. I have supported them both from the
Presidential Campaign Council, the executive government of state.
I will support somebody from the Southeast to be president.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. We already established protocol. Today we are in Edo. Thank you. To make few announcements. There are certain people where you see them they do. You must follow them. Because these are the people that will tell you, don't do what I say, but do what I do. The PDP government 2023. I don't know you. It's only government that can restore. It's only government that can rescue Nigeria from the present situation. PDP government.
Amen. Thank you.
When I see what they happen for Britain, they carry person. When they say JJC, come to my house. You don't know. I see don't run. I see don't know what you don't run. For Nigeria, one person will be who is that person? I can't hear you. Which party did we all? Which party did we all? PDP and Atikuokowa. I can promise you, all this power where they see, when PDP was in government, wouldn't you travel easily? How much was a bag of rice? How much is a bag of rice? 20,000 naira. How much was naira to dollar? 186. How much is naira to dollar? 800. They say change. We don't change us all. We are coming. And we respect our pride of place in Africa. So, today, we have only one message. Message for the youth. And we have a social contract in PDP that this government that will do real democracy. Government of the people. Government of the people. Not for the people. Maybe you are a social contract with PDP. I can assure you, this is not government that knows the problem and has the solution. Vote for PDP. Under Atikuokowa, you are voting for me. You are voting for progress. You are voting for progress. You are voting for employment. You are voting for security. You are voting for economic renaissance. So, this is the heartbeat of Nigeria. Heart. This is where economic booms. Today, when I was driving around, all the places we used to see before, they're not there again. I want to promise enough people. All those places must come back. They must come back. PDP! Forward the people! Nigerians, may I at this juncture invite the man who has seen it all, a former local government chairman, former secretary of state,
political news update, adverts, campaign, interviews, analysis, inlet report. Listen at Atikuokowa Radio.
My people of Edo State, I want to greet you now well. I want to greet you now well. Because 2 years ago, when we come to election for here, and I know what you do, and you made us proud. And I'm very proud of Edo State. God will bless some of you. For ensuring that my brother became the governor with a landslide victory. They thought we could not do it, but we surprised them. To God be the glory. Yeah, let's see. Special candidate for PDP, Atikuokowa, Vice President, Your Excellency, the National Chairman of our great party, Dr. Yocha Ayu, Your Excellencies, Governors, our great leaders, our followers, the men, the women, and our youth of Edo State. I greet all of you. First is to let you know that the PDP has made a great choice. And why is that choice great for the people of the Niger Delta and the people of Edo State and the South? The choice is great because Atikuokowa understands the problems in the Niger Delta. He has known this. He knows how the states of the Niger Delta. It was during their time they started the NDDC. It was during his time as vice president. The NDDC. And the NDDC was doing well. But in the last 7 years, they have not seen the hand of NDDC in our states. Because those who came in, the NDC government, did not know the purpose of which the NDDC was established. A lot of institutions have been established to put into effective use because they did not know how this came all about. The PDP government knows how to run the economy in such a manner that it will be good for the youths and the women. But unfortunately, in the last 7.5 years, it has been hunger, it's in poverty and poverty, people are dying, and our people are happy. We have brought a man who we know is able to restore our economy and ensure that there's creation of more jobs and our youth to get employment. That is Atikuokowa. And one other good thing, he's not a man that understands the issues of the states. That the states need more money, the states need more power. He's going to give more power, give more power and resources for every state government and to the local governments. That is what we need to develop our states. Only presidential candidate who is sincere to this has been talking about it. And those of us in the South and in the Niger, we believe in him. And I want to believe that all our youths should go forth and youths. The new Nigeria that we need, the Nigeria that will create hope for you and I. When Atikuokowa is Mr. President. The glory has chosen one of us. I assure you, you have to know that I'm passionate for Edo State because my grandmother is from Oria Local Government. She has delivered the votes that will enable Atikuokowa as president of this country. By the special grace of God, we will work with the governor and all of you to deliver Nigeria from hunger and to deliver Nigeria from insecurity. This country, because the government is about you, not about you.
God bless all of you in Jesus' name.
Thank you. The purple ladies. I want to appeal to everyone on the stage to go down. Being the presidential candidate up to this crowd. So I appeal to everybody on the stage to please go down. Everyone on the stage. From the principal that will be accompanying the president, everybody should please go down. Please, everybody down. Please. Thank you very much. Security help us to make sure that everybody down. Thank you. Thank you.
Nigerians, you are coming to the promise of this. Please don't say the point. Position. Eyes.
My good people of Edo State, lend me your ears. Edo no dey carry mask. Edo no dey carry flag. In the coming elections, Edo must not carry mask. Edo must carry face, because this state, the heart of the issue of the nation. We know what is your problem in this country. Your problem is bad governance by that party. There is hunger in the land. You don't need to pay anybody. There is insecurity in the land. You can't sleep in your house and feel safe. Everything about Nigeria is going down. There is disunity everywhere because of bad policies. My brothers and sisters in Edo State, the People's Democratic Party is presenting you 2-in-1. Two outstanding people who are experienced, who know what to do, who have done it before, and who will do it again. The first one is my brother and friend, Atikuokowa, former Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. He will be ably assisted by a performing governor, and you know very well from the experience in the state, PDP governors perform. They are performing governor, but this is an outstanding performing governor, a medical doctor, an experienced grassroots politician, an experienced national politician, Atikuokowa, governor of Delta State, who is going to be the next vice president of the country. Our party selected these two people to come and tackle the problems of this country. Vote for them massively. And by this time next year, you will see the difference. The difference will be clear. They will tackle insecurity. They will tackle educational problems. They will tackle infrastructure. They will tackle the issue of the economy.
and there will be jobs for everybody. I don't have much to say. When my brother, the president, comes out to talk, he will give you more details on what he's going to do. We thank the Edo people, we thank the Edo governor, and everybody who has come out here to receive me. Thank you, and God bless you all.
These are the pillars that will drive the presidential campaign with Pastor Eno,
Atikuokowa, Atikuokowa, wayo. Atikuokowa, This man that I'm about to bring to the stage. People is
love behind the thing. Build the nation, mercy and
Ladies and gentlemen, I read the social media this morning that somebody donated 5 million naira and they were using it for politics. The man I'm about to introduce to you started appreciating flood victims 2 months ago. Ladies and gentlemen, 2 months ago, Atiku donated 50 million naira to flood victims in Kano. Wow! He donated 50 million naira to flood victims. You need to do so. Why not join your hands together for the next president?
we welcome His Excellency
Without wasting much of our time, everybody shower me for one time. Shower me for two times. Shower me for three times. Dr. Atikuokowa. The most popular candidate of Nigeria. The most mature candidate of people, I know they hear you. Now, listen to me very carefully. I want to thank the people of Edo State for voting for me in 2019. I will not forget that one. Two, I want to thank Edo people for sticking together with PDP. Edo no be Lagos. You no go be Lagos, lie. Now, today we are before you to reiterate our commitment. All former governors of the party that are here. I will restate our 5-program commitment to the people of this country. 1, we have promised to reunify this country. What do we mean by that? We mean we are going to give each and every part of this country a sense of belonging. You will be excluded in anything. That is why we are being referred to as unifiers of our great nation. 2, we promise to restore security. Whatever it is going to take us to do, we shall restore the security in this country so that you can travel day and night, so that you can go to your farms, so that you can go to anywhere secured. By that, what we mean is that we will put more policemen on the streets. We will equip them. We will fortify them. And since we have promised to devolve more powers to the states and local governments, you can also have your own local police. Development. We shall make sure your local police don't harass you. We will send out all our eligible children to school. They must go to school. Every child must go to school. If you remember, during the PDP years, we established primary school education.
compulsory from primary to secondary school. Then we are taxing Nigerians to educate these children. But this government is not keeping to that promise. We promise you every child must go to school. And our universities will come on strike. We promise you that one.
And all of the people that have worked to ensure that we are able to get this campaign started.
Again,
all of the people that have made
promise to revive the economy of this country. What do we mean by that? We mean we will make sure that our industries, our factories resume production in this country. We will make sure that there are enough jobs for our youth who are passing out from the schools. This is what we mean by reviving the economy. We will work together with the private sector to make sure that industries, factories, particularly here in Edo, operations, so that there will be enough jobs for you. Again, we have promised structural development in the country, particularly in Edo here, linking Edo to the south and linking Edo to the north. We will make sure all these roads are rehabilitated and they are motorable. What is most important in a large country like Nigeria is to make sure that we have an efficient rail system. We will and we shall, together with the private sector, make sure that we have rail established across this country so that you can move freely, as well as also your goods and services move across the country. Now, Edo people, you are going to be a PDP state. Continue to stick to PDP. PDP will be loyal to you. PDP will pay you back. You have seen how APC has destroyed this country, destroyed the economy of this country. They have destroyed your educational opportunities. They have destroyed your job opportunities. APC is not a party to be supported. Therefore, we call on you to continue to be loyal to PDP, and PDP will be loyal to you. I promise you this. By the grace of God, I am here with very many leaders of our great party. They have done it before. We have seen what Governor Obaseki has done in Edo State. We have seen what Governor Udom is doing in Akwa Ibom State. We have seen what Governor Tambuwal is doing in Sokoto State. Go to any PDP state, you will see development in education, in infrastructure, in everything. But go to any state, you won't find anything there.
Ladies and gentlemen, when you go to the market,
therefore, my brothers and sisters, my fellow people of Edo State, I have come here to make these undertakings, and I promise you we will fulfill our promises. PDP! PDP! Thank you.
Please hold on, Mr. President. We are going to give the last special number to the president before he leaves.
1, 2.
all the